Winter should be a quiet season, a time for huddling around the fire, reflecting on the past, and making plans for the upcoming warmth. Up in the mountains, be it Dracourt Castle where Oren had fostered, or Berville Keep, where he had tested the mettle of the man he'd grown to be, life quietened, gathering itself before surging anew when the cold let up. But the Iron Castle never stopped, the whirlwind of the court dragging the entire city of Montfort to hold its pace. And what a pace it was. The dirt had barely settled over the corpse of the late king. The crown prince, groomed to take the burden of the throne, had followed him to the grave mere hours later. They had brought their murderer to justice a scant sennight prior. As for Oren, he still hadn't been able to catch a breath. "Your Majesty," said the Lord Chiesi, High Steward of Westmere, "the amount of concerns currently on your shoulders is precisely the reason we must address this situation at once." "I have addressed the situation." Oren bit back the need to curse the man and took another turn, weaving a path through the service corridors that surrounded the inner courtyard, a fugitive in his own castle. "Not satisfactorily, Your Majesty." Stopping in his tracks, Oren whirled on his chief counselor. He was an ally, but even an ally had to respect certain limits. "Enough. The embers of a coup smolder still. The possibility of war come spring grows no more remote as we argue, and I have one border territory without its lord. I'm running out of patience. If you wish to speak of something relevant to the kingdom, address any of those topics and bring me solutions." "To Your Majesty." At Oren's look of incomprehension, the High Steward clarified. "Two territories with no lord. Your Majesty surely means both Calmarch and Charnet, as both are border territories left unattended. Lady Annabel IV and her daughter might remain at Dracourt Castle, which I'm given to understand they will do for the foreseeable future, but Your Majesty must find a supporter to take control of Calmarch, and while Charnet's mines are undoubtedly an asset to the crown, Your Majesty should bestow the land on a loyal subject to reinforce the benefits for the kingdom and the strength of Your Majesty's alliances." Yes, of course, Oren needed an ally in Calmarch, and he already knew the man he'd appoint to the task. A poisoned gift if there was any. An undeserved burden for a staunch supporter. But that was the problem, wasn't it? He needed someone he could trust to hold the gate to Westmere, especially with the ghost of war held at bay by nothing but winter's cold gusts. As for Charnet, it no longer existed. By wiping Beaumont's family from Westmere's records, Oren had erased their title and their seat of power. It belonged to him now, an extension of the crown. But the High Steward was correct. The best move would be to divvy up the land, offer it as a prize, elevate those who would be key in the upcoming conflicts, and ensure their place by his side. Purchase loyalty with the lands and livelihood of those who had sown betrayal. It would work. It wasn't Oren's way.